Story time on when I realized my best friend hated me the entire time we were friends. And we were friends for 5 years. Part 1. Okay, y'all, so this was my girl. I had ended up meeting her through a mutual friend and we just clicked. Like, we were really, really cool. That was my girl. And I don't know, we just developed a friendship over time. We would literally hang out all the time. I would literally go to her house every day. I would see her every day. We developed a whole relationship. I knew her mom like the back of my hand. She knew my mom. Like, we were locked in. I would say everything was pretty cool. Like for the 5th year is when we stopped being friends. But them 4 years, the 4 years leading up to the 5th year, I feel like it was pretty cool. Now, I did notice some things about her that I didn't like, but that was my best friend. And one thing about me, I'm super loyal. So I'm not gonna stop being friends with somebody when I lock in with them. If I don't know, like back then my love was just real deep, so it took a lot for me to stop loving you when I already started. Now I will say, I want to go ahead and point out that there's some things that this girl didn't like about me that she used to like publicly express to me when we got into an argument or something, and it was that she thought I was bougie. For some reason she always made bougie comments like, oh girl, you bougie, or da 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 bougie, and I used to just be like, girl, I am not that bougie, but even if I was, like, do you like what's to you? But anyways, even though she would make weird comments like that, we were still very much best friends, and we had each other back, like for real. If anything happened, we were there for each other. Like we didn't play about each other. So this is when things started to get strange. So I noticed that she started getting really cool with this other girl. She started developing a real good friendship with somebody outside of me, which I don't care. I'm not a jealous friend. Like, if you got other friends, that's fine. We're not in a relationship romantically, so I don't care. If you got other friends, cool. But you know how you can tell when you meet somebody, you can tell that they already have like a preconceived perception of you before you actually get to know them. And based off of what the person they already know has told them, that's the kind of vibes I was getting. I was feeling like she was getting to know me on one tip, and then also she kind of already had something in the back of her head about me, which I had no idea what it was. And me and my best friend was really cool. Like, we was like this. We was real tight, but then we still had differences about each other that weren't quite like cohesive. Like, I still had my own mind at the end of the day, even though I was a sucker. Like, I gave people too much grace and too much love. Even though I let her get away with a lot of stuff, I still had my own mind, and there was certain stuff I just wasn't doing. So, and I think that's something that she didn't like too. I feel like she was a control freak. Like, if you didn't do exactly what she was doing, she would think that you thought you were better than her, which was weird to me, because it's like, no girl, I just have my own mind. I don't think there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. If that's what you want to do, I'm gonna still be your best friend. I'm gonna still be here for you, but that doesn't mean that I have to do what you want me to do. So this particular friend that she started getting close to, they were more similar in like other aspects. Like, for example, I ain't gonna lie, she was a party girl. Like, she used to be outside, she liked to party or whatever. And I'm not finna sit here and act like I was no saint. Like, I partied too, but there was certain stuff I wasn't doing. And no tea, no shade. I didn't even never judge nobody for certain stuff. Because when I went to high school, there was some stuff, it wasn't just, there was a lot of people that was doing a lot of stuff, but I had my boundaries of what I was and what I was not doing, because I knew myself, and that's just what it was. I never judged nobody for what they did, what they chose to do, but I knew what I wasn't doing. So anyway, it started to get to a point where you can tell she would kind of prefer to be with this girl instead of us. So I feel like our relationship started dwindling down a little bit, and also around this time, I started hearing some things. So I'm gonna just tell y'all what I heard. So I had another girl that we were actually mutual friends with. She was no longer her friend, and we weren't really that close, but we were close enough for her to like confide in me and tell me something that she had to tell me. And she told me that she heard, or she knows, that my best friend has been talking about me behind my back, like saying bad things. I don't even know what things were said. I'm gonna get to that, but I just know that some bad intentions and some bad things were being said about me. And yeah. Oh yeah, and I just thought about it, and I just want to make this quick point. It just kind of came back to me. The reason why she was probably calling me bougie was because I wasn't doing certain stuff that she was doing. That's probably where that bougie comment kept coming from. So anyways, like I said, y'all, I used to be passive aggressive when I was younger. Like I did not. I would take a lot, take a lot, take a lot, take a lot, and not say nothing. Now, I'm not saying I didn't feel no type of way about it. I just want to speak on it because I didn't like confrontation. I had dealt with a lot of confrontation in my younger years, and I just didn't like it. And I definitely didn't want to deal with confrontation with somebody that I love so much, that I had already, developed a trust for. So I'm not gonna lie, I didn't end up telling her what I heard. I just kind of let it roll off the shoulder. And also, I be feeling like people be trying to be messy too. Like I thought it may have been a situation where the girl that told me that information was being messy because she wasn't friends with her anymore. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, this is my best friend. Like, we still locked. Like, I don't know if she'll be talking about me. Like, I didn't believe it. Yes, I saw weird stuff going on, but I also just know that that's her. Y'all know when y'all best friends with somebody, you just know their personality. You're just like, whatever. But I definitely was writing stuff off, but I didn't believe that she was full blown talking crap about me. Like I didn't believe that, or at least I didn't want to believe that. Cause so anyways, I just didn't say anything to her about it. I just kind of let it roll off the shoulder. So I was like, whatever. Like, but I did keep it in the back of my mind, as anybody should. I was just like, that's when my antenna started going up. Like, all right, maybe you should start paying a little bit more attention to this friendship because something's going on. Some weird stuff is going on. So I'm not gonna lie, I left an important fact out, and I didn't want to talk about it because this whole thing was just like, I just can't believe that it happened. But also, it was a clear indication on what kind of character I was dealing with when it came to her, and I ignored that too. So I'm just telling y'all what it was. So before she started getting really close, remember how I said she had already met a girl that she was getting close to? When she started getting into the preference phase, like she would rather be with the other girl than me, it was because of one thing. I felt like that it was because of one thing, and she made me feel bad about it. Like, I'm not gonna lie. So she, like I said, this girl would like to be outside a lot, and I had a job, and I was working a lot. I've been working since I was 16. I was working a lot. Like, I always was at work. I would turn up too and have a good time too, and drink too, and have, I was being young, but I had a job, and I made sure I wasn't putting nothing over my money at the time, because I always been that. But this girl, I would know, my best friend, I would notice like she would quit her jobs or leave her jobs hanging or like neglect her responsibilities to go and have a good time, and I just wasn't on that. So one time she came to me and she told me, y'all could tell me if I was wrong for this or not, because I don't know. Still to this day, I don't know. She came to me and she asked me to take care of her light bill. And I told her no, because I was like, you've been going outside, you've been neglecting your work, you just had a job, you just quit, for no reason. Why should I pay for your bill when you're not taking care of your responsibilities? And that's just real. Like, I would go through periods of times where I would be a pushover for her and I would do what she wanted me to do, but there was times where I was standing on business like, no, this ain't right. Like, and what I look like what am I to you? And lo and behold, when I started saying no to her, her energy shifted towards me, and it was just kind of like she treated me kind of like I didn't really I didn't really love her. I didn't really mess with her for real, because I didn't come through on this favor, which is very narcissistic and manipulating. But y'all let me know if I was wrong for that, because it's like, no, girl, like, go to work. Like, I'm your best friend. I got you. If you really needed it, if you've been working, you needed the bread, I got you, because she know I haven't given her, or she wouldn't have been asking me in the first place. But like, don't take advantage of me. So I started peeping, like God started opening my eyes, like this girl might be taking advantage of me. But come for part 2, y'all. Story time on when I realized my best friend hated me the entire time we were friends, part 2. So yeah, I left off on when she wanted me to pay her bill and she got mad at me when I didn't, and I'm just like, yeah. So that whole thing happened. That's when she started really hanging out with the other girl more than me. And yeah, so stuff started getting real bad, y'all, in our friendship. I feel like she was just at her all-time rude as hell to me. Like, like the stuff that she would do and say sometimes when she got upset was crazy and unacceptable. But like I said, y'all, I'm like really, I be loyal to the soil, too dang loyal to the soil, that I allow a lot of stuff. And this is when young Jada was like getting into makeup. So I was starting to do my own makeup when I was like, I started really liking makeup. I think I was like 17, 18. That's when I started really, really, really getting into makeup. And I used to go to her and I used to tell her like, friend, you know, like, I want to be a makeup artist. Like, I want to do makeup. And she would say stuff like, oh, I don't need makeup. Oh, I don't have to wear that. And why you got all that makeup on? And like, she would just be like, starting to be just mean to me, like rude to me. And it really, mind you, this is 5 years of us being friends. This is 5 years in. She started being real ugly towards me and saying hating. So I'm not cussing, y'all. That's, I'm intentionally not cussing. So yeah, but she would just say hating stuff towards me, and I just be like, I would let it roll off the shoulder. Like I said, I was being passive, but stuff was piling up and building up. So yeah, time was just going on, and I realized that she was just really becoming so rude, so ugly, so nasty towards me. Like, the love was no longer there. Like, she just didn't like me. Like, it was just at the point where I really just don't think she liked me. So yeah, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, at this point I'm starting to be hurt. I'm starting to get hurt, like, because it's starting to sink in, like, okay, y'all are about to like no longer have a friendship. Like, she obviously is switching energy towards you. Like, it's pretty much gonna be wrapped. So that started to really, really hurt my feelings, because like I said, this was my girl. And also I let it go on for so long because there was periods of time, you know, like any textbook narcissist, they would come through and be like, show you that they really care about you and they really love you at times, and then they'll also do terrible things towards you. So you don't know, like, if you're in a space where you can't differentiate the two, you're gonna hold on longer than you should. And that's what was happening. Like, there was time periods where she really showed up and showed me that she was a friend to me. Like, she actually really loved me. But then there was times that she showed me like very unacceptable stuff, just like just like she did when she was not supporting me, saying hating stuff. First of all, the bougie comments would have been it, because it's just like, so you basically saying you don't like my personality. You basically saying like, you don't like my personality. That's basically what you're saying. And also, you know, when you just will get the shirt off your back for somebody, like, I had that kind of love for her, so it was really, really hard to accept, like, y'all, JD, you gotta wake up. Like, you gotta let this go. But I still did it, y'all. I still was friends. I still was letting stuff roll off the shoulder. I still was, you know, sticking beside her. But this is when we're getting to a point now. This is when I finally realized that everything that was happening was true. Everything I was hearing was true. And this is when I finally figured out her character. Let me tell you what happened. Okay, so one night we're on the way to her house. I had a car, so we were in my car. So we were on the way to her house. She was into it with her mom really bad. So they were arguing really, really bad. And but she had to stop by the house to get something, because we were going to another friend's house after. So we stopped by, but when we stopped by and we walked inside, she into it with her mama bad. Like, they going back and forth. They arguing really, really bad. They into it, and I was starting to feel uncomfortable. I'm like, maybe I should go sit in the car. But honestly, this stuff happened so fast. Like, so as they were getting into it, we're about to leave. Now she's like, oh yeah, let's go, Jen. Let's just go. Let's go. We out of here. We finna go. We leaving. Then why her mama come out and say this, y'all? Her mama said, while we was on the way out the door, she said, I don't even know why you're with Jada, because you talk about her like a dog. You don't even like her. Oh, really? So first of all, it was one thing to hear it from a rando girl, or one thing to peep energy that I didn't know, conspiracies. But coming from your mama, come on now, girl. Y'all, this hurt me to the core. I was so hurt when I heard that, because it was confirmation of everything that's been going on. And it was just like, that was undeniable proof. And I had already been telling God, like, God, I know, I see signs. Y'all, you know, this is my best friend. You know how much I love her. I am not going to leave her alone until you show me a clear indication that this girl is not for me. And he did. The best indication, because it's coming straight from your mother. From your mama mouth. Y'all, I can't believe this. This was insane. And let me tell you what happened. So after she said that, after the mama said that, the girl, she was rushing out. She trying to rush out. Nah, you know what? You don't even know what you were talking about. And she kind of brushed it to the side, and she was like, "Come on, Jada, let's go. Like, let's go." And in my head, y'all, I remember just shutting down. Like, in my head, I'm just shutting down, because it was just like, that was it. That was a sign that I needed. This was the indication. It's wraps. Me and this girl, this is done. Like, it's wraps. And one thing about me, y'all, I'm a Taurus. So when things are wraps, they're wraps. Like, this was it. It was like, y'all know that Mariah Carey song, "It's a wrap for you, bet." That was playing in my head. I'm like, it's a wrap. But I'm quiet. I'm so quiet. Like, I'm not saying anything to her. I even get in the car with her. Like, I even take her to the next place, y'all. Because in my mind, I'm like, this is the last time this girl gonna hear from me. I've been taking nothing but disrespect from her. I show her nothing but love. You know, I've been hearing a lot of stuff about you. You've been treating me crazy. And you got the nerve to talk about me, not only to other people, but you talking about me in front of your mother, when you know that I pull up and I be with you all the time. Your mama see me all the time. Like, you. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I think she thought that was like, I didn't really pay attention to what her mama said. I think she really thought that was like she just, you know, she kind of was making it seem like it wasn't that big of a deal, because I ain't hear her try to explain herself or try to like follow up with what her mama was saying or nothing. She just kind of let it roll off. And I'm just like, little does she know, when I dropped her off, which was another nice thing that I didn't have to do, but I knew silence. One thing about me, baby, I'm gonna kill you with this silence. I already knew what I was gonna do. It was already a wrap. So I ended up taking her to the place. She's talking to me, venting, and I'm just driving. I'm just like, I'm not saying nothing. I'm quiet, because I'm like, yeah, this is it. Like, first of all, I'm hurt. I'm super hurt, because she don't know like how much stuff I've been keeping in and how much benefit of the doubt I was giving her. And hearing that was devastating to me, because it's like, I really gave you the benefit of the doubt, but here we are. So she just, so we end up pulling up to the next spot. So I drop her off. She like, "Oh, you're not coming?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." I'm like, "No, I want to go home." So she like, "Okay." I drop her off. Y'all, that was the last time I saw her. The last time, I promise you. Like, she could not get through to me, like, at all. She called, I blocked her. She was messaging me, blocked her. Like, it was silence, nothing. She never heard anything. To this day, y'all, she never heard anything from me from that night. And I really don't even think she knows. That's why I never followed up with her. Like I say, y'all, I am retired from being passive aggressive. But it was so old that I'm like, I'm not finna rehash and tell her anything or the reason. I just let it be. But I should have told her straight up, like, what it was. I should have let her know, like, girl, this is what been going on. I've been hearing nothing but bad things that you've been doing to me. You've been doing me dirty, and I did nothing but show you love. Like, I should have just gave it to her and let her know, because she's a victim. So she thinking that people doing stuff towards her. She probably think I was acting weird towards her. Like, no, girl, like, you don't even see yourself, y'all. But come to the last part 3, so I can tell you how she showed her even more after I caught her and I let her know. So come to part 3. Story time on how I realized that my best friend hated me the entire time we were friends. Part 3, final part. Okay, y'all. So after I cut her off, haven't talked to her, like left her, literally ghosted her, and I heard what her mom said. It was wraps for me. I had no interest on being friends with her and talking to her. But let me tell y'all how she showed her A. So this girl, because she couldn't get through to me, she started resorting to social media. Narcissist textbook, duh. Like, this is stuff that could have been calculated, but show you how lame people is too. Like, what? But she get on social media, she get on Snapchat, and she starts calling out my full name, Jada, and my last name, you. And she starts ranting about me, y'all, like full-blown blast. First of all, she knows that we have mutual friends. She knows that I pretty much follow the same people she follow. So you putting everybody in our business, for one, which I didn't do, and I had a right to. And it's like, it was just like, whatever. Like, at this point, this girl not surprising me, because it's like, you did that, you're not surprising me. You just, But anyway, she on there, she like, that's why don't nobody like you, you bougie as. That bougie word, y'all, I don't know. She just, I guess I was just so bougie. Like, she just, anyways, she like, That's why nobody don't like you. Nobody likes being around you, bougie. She's trying to put me down. And it's like, I ignore her again. I'm like, girl, I remember watching it at work. Like, girl, okay. Like, and you're still not getting a reaction out of me. I haven't heard. She still hasn't heard from me. Still ignore her. I'm just like, I'm done. And you doing all this just really shows your character. Like, you showing your, for real. Like, for real. So I'm like, I ain't saying nothing. I'm gonna let it ride. So she started doing other stuff, psychotic stuff, like popping up at mutual friends' houses that she knew I was at just to see me. And she did it at one time. She walked up to me. She was like, hey, Jada. And I'm just like, I ignore her. Like, I act like she wasn't there. I didn't say anything back to her. I'm just looking at her because you crazy. But I know why she's losing her mind, because she just lost the realest friend she ever had. Like, girl, you know what kind of friendship we had. You know what was locked in. You know that I loved you. So I'm not perfect, but she know that I was her real friend. She know that I loved her. Period. She know that I'll be there for her through thick and thin, you know, right or wrong. And even, I mean, of course, like I told y'all, them times where I set a boundary to her, that still should have been a healthy situation and healthy love. But anyways, she know my body. So I ended up just like, and she ended up leaving because after she was so crazy, y'all. She did a lot, but I straight up was just looking at her like, you're not getting a reaction out of me. I'm done. You're not getting an explanation or reaction. So whatever, that was one point too. And then it just came to a point where she ended up just having to accept it because she wasn't getting no reaction out of me. So we just never were friends again. And thank God, because but I was grieving. Like, I was really grieving that friendship. That's a thing. Grieving friendships. I was grieving because it's like I just lost my best friend of 5 years for her technically not liking me, totally turning on me, not even expressing to me the changes that she didn't like about. I don't know. I just feel like you, at this point, you just didn't like my character. Like, you just didn't like me, or you was just a user and a master manipulator. And yeah, she was a narcissist, and I'm glad that God broke me away from that friendship. But that really messed me up. It quite frankly traumatized me, because it's like, how can you love somebody so much and you're willing to get the shirt off your back for somebody, and they treat you like that? That's very traumatizing, and people don't talk about it enough, because I had to really heal, and I didn't have a healthy friendship with a female in a while, a woman in a while. So I had to really get myself together and realize, hey, everybody's not like that. Everybody doesn't have ulterior motives. That was just her. And I had to heal. Now I have wonderful friends now. They would never do nothing like that. I mean, I still, unfortunately, don't put nothing past nobody, but I have better discernment. But if you're dealing with something similar, or you have went through something similar, I'm just letting you know you're seen, and you're not the only one that dealt with such craziness. And I hope that you heal from it, and I hope that you didn't let it take away the goodness of who you are for someone else that can really actually be your soulmate friend. And if you're dealing with it currently, cut them off. Do not tolerate bad behavior or bad treatment to your friends. Don't do it. I don't care, best friend, whatever. She's giving you signs that she don't like you, or she could be a friend of me. That's dangerous nowadays. Let it go, because you don't know to what extent these people will go. It's devils everywhere, and you don't want to be caught up in that. So speak up for yourself. Let them know, and that will tell you everything that you need to know. So I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this story time and the glam, period.
Hey guys, story time of how my best friend is dating the guy I cried to her about. So this is probably going to be a very long video. It might have multiple parts. I'm not 100% sure, but get your popcorn, because so basically, me and this girl have been friends literally our whole lives. We've known each other since we were in elementary school. And so this whole thing is kind of just flabbergasting, and it kind of just shows the type of person she is. And it's insane. So let's start off with how I met this guy. We pretty much, long story short, me and this girl and a couple of our other friends went out to a football game. And I saw the guy out, like, we were at like the gas station, probably red flag number 1, but we were at the gas station. I seen him. I thought he was cute. Well, I was low-key doing things for the plot. The whole car ride, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna like find a random guy. Like, that's low-key what my thought process was. But saw him, was like, hey, you're low-key very good looking, and he said thank you. And then my friend got his number for me, and then yeah, we like started talking. My hair is like sticking up. It's low-key PMO. we met this guy like near end of September, and whatever, everything was cool, kicking, you know, we started talking or whatever, blah 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 blah. So with this guy, it was like fine at first, but then honestly it was just very like toxic, like very very toxic, and there was just a lot of immaturity. Yeah, let's just yeah. Yeah, let's just say all men are genuinely the same. Like, there was lack of accountability, there was a lot of immaturity, there was just like so freaking much with that whole situation, but that's not even what I'm here to talk about. So whatever, I had told my friends, and I'm like, bro, like, this guy is very like, I don't know, like, there's so much going on, but like, I like talking to him, he seems cool, like, I don't want to stop talking to him, blah 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 blah. And this girl is one of the girls, and I'm gonna call her, what should I call her? I'm gonna call her Emma because it's very far from like her actual name. But yeah, I'm gonna call her Emma. So Emma knows everything that's like going on between me and this guy. Mind you, this is like ongoing, like it's like accumulating, like it's kind of just getting worse and worse, and she like knows everything that I had going on with this guy. And she's sitting there and she's telling me, she's like, oh my gosh, Rachel, stop talking to him, like he's so weird, he's such a bad person, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, the whole time, this girl is, like, preaching about how much she dislikes this guy, how much I should stop talking to him, how much he's immature for his age, and how much he, like, doesn't know how to act right, blah, blah, blah. Just ongoing things that are just, like, insane because they're, like, together now. So, literally one night, me and my friends went out. We went out to eat, and then we went out to, like, his area. Mind you, this guy does not live in the city. Like, he lives like 20 minutes outside of the city from where I'm at. And we like went on a side quest, and we went over there because I wanted to see him. And so we go out there, and we're low-key just trolling the fuck out of him at this point because he was just being hard-headed and like not coming out. He has his reasons, like I don't really care. Well, I did before, but, like, now I don't really care. But I prank called him. Well, we prank called him on Emma. Am I calling her Emma? On Emma's phone. So, whatever, we prank call him or whatever, he doesn't answer. But he knew that it was her because I was always with her. Like, everything I did, I was with her, and he knew that. So he was like, oh my gosh, like, I know this is you guys. Like, what are you guys doing? Blah, 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 blah. And we were just like, bro, like, just pop out, bro. Like, come on, like, we're in your area. Whatever, whatever. He was being so hard-headed. And, like, so many other things happened, too, that just, like, irritated me even more to the point where it's, like, I was on the drive back. We didn't end up seeing the guy. But on the drive back, I literally was, like, on the verge of, like, crying because I felt so, like, overwhelmed with, like, a lot of things. And I was talking to her about it, and I'm like, bro, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I like talking to this guy. And, like, things were just very, guys, I'm not going to explain the details with this guy, but he's going to think I'm taking things out of context. But from my perspective, like, things were just so, like, But anyways, I'm not even going to explain that. But yeah, I was, like, on the verge of crying to this girl about some stuff. And she was like, Rachel, bro, like, this guy's not even worth it. Like, he's not worth he's not worth this energy right now. Like, he's not, bro, she started coming for his looks. She's like, he's not even cute. You can do so much better, da 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 da. Just saying a whole bunch of things. And I'm sitting here and I'm listening to her and I'm like, yeah, like, maybe this girl is, like, right. You know what I mean? Like, maybe she's genuinely right, you know? So she drops me off home, and before I leave, she, like, gets out of the car and she gives me a hug, and she's like, Rachel, like, I genuinely feel so bad with, like, everything you're going through. He's not even worth it. Like, I promise you, you can do so much better. Like, just being in my head, I'm thinking she's just being a friend that's comforting me with, like, everything I got going on, because I was genuinely, like, overwhelmed. So a couple of days go by after that situation. She ended up going to, like, our friend's house afterwards to, like, go spend the night, which I don't do sleepovers, so I didn't go to it. But a couple days later, me and her are like on the phone, and she talks to me, and she's like, oh, like, by the way, I'm gonna call him Taylor Swift for obvious reasons. But she's like, I texted Taylor Swift. And my heart genuinely just like sinks because it's like, this isn't one of those situations where I needed you to text the guy. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't one of those situations where, oh my gosh, this is so bad, like, text him. Like, it was not. And in my head, because she told me, and she was like, yeah, like, I blocked his number. Like, absolutely not. Like, mind you, this girl preached, like, this guy's so bad, he's so disgusting, he's pissing me off more than he's pissing you off, you need to stop talking to him, da 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 da. So when I hear that she texted him, I was kind of just like, what the frick? Like, why? Like, who even asked you to do that? So I'm sitting here and I'm like, like, what did you say? Tell me why this girl's like, oh, I just told him my opinion on, like, the situation. I'm sorry, but I don't remember asking for your opinion. You know what I mean? And in the back of my head, I'm also like, hey, this is weird as frick because it's like, you told me you blocked his number. You told me you don't like him. So it's like, why are you going out of your way after we just had the conversation that I'm going to stop talking to him? Why did you go out of your way to go and text this boy? Like, for what? So after that, she's telling me, and she's like, oh yeah, like, I just told him that he should talk to you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, brother, like, I did not need you for that. Like, I did not need you for that at all. Like, I get you were trying to be a good friend, but I'm looking at you weird because you told me you blocked his number, but you still have his number. So, like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, I feel disrespected. I feel disturbed. Like, it's just disgusting. So, as this girl is, like, going on and on about, like, oh, like, we talked about this, I'm just sitting here and I'm like, okay, this is, like, weird. And the thing that threw me off, like, over the edge was when she was like, oh, I literally had to text. She was like, I hope he doesn't think I'm texting him in any other way because I'm truly just doing this for you. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this. Literally, the whole time, it's like she was trying to convince herself. She was like, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you. I hope he doesn't think it's anything. Like, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you. And so I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, I didn't need you to do anything for me. So honestly, like, who are you doing this for? You know what I mean? And then she's like, oh, like, I hope he doesn't think I like him, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, what are you guys talking about to the point where you have to sit here and be like, oh, I hope he doesn't think I like him? Like, how does it get to, oh, I'm helping you, to, oh, I hope he doesn't think I like him? How did we get there? And then she proceeds to say, and she's like, yeah, like, I literally had to text our friend. Mind you, a girl who doesn't even know who this guy is. She's like, oh, like, I had to text our friend and ask her opinion about it. And, like, I had to, this came out of her mouth. She was like, I hope this guy doesn't think I like him. And then she goes, yeah, like, I had to let him know that nothing can happen between us because Rachel likes him. What? So now I'm sitting here and I'm like, what the frick are you even talking about, like, now? Like, now I'm kind of just like, no, like, you're weird. Like, you're weird for that. Like, you're weird. Anyways, guys, I've reached my 10 minutes. So, go to part 2. This is part 2 to the story time of how my best friend is dating the guy that I cried to her about. So, I actually filmed a whole bunch and then my phone died and then everything that I recorded didn't save. So, I have to, like, re-explain everything. But yeah, after she made that comment, like, saying how she can't go for him because I have feelings for him, I just started to look at her weird and just, like, felt very disgusted by it. Like, it's disgusting and uncomfortable to hear that your best friend is telling that to the guy that you were just, like, in the car with her complaining to her about. You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird. So after that, I, like, let it sit for a little bit. I didn't know how to come about it, but it progressively just got worse after that. I found out that they were actually talking, like, every single day. Like, when he would text me, he was texting her, and it was just, like, disgusting. It was weird. It made me feel so uneasy, like, completely, like, with my whole body. Like, I felt so disassociated because it's, like, in my head, I'm just like, damn, bro, like, that's my friend. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was the way I was thinking the whole entire time. I'm like, bro, like, this is my friend. My friend. So I let the situation sit for a little bit, for about, like, a week. after I found out that they were talking like every single day, like I didn't want to say anything that I didn't necessarily mean, because at the end of the day, this is my best friend. And I was just genuinely thinking like, I'm gonna have a conversation with her when I'm ready, and I will let her know like, hey, this makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't like the fact that you're in contact with this guy. Like, out of respect for me and like the things that I have going on, if you could cut contact with this person that you shouldn't even be in contact with to begin with, like if you could do that, that would honestly be great, because it's very uncomfortable, because it's just uncomfortable. I shouldn't have to explain myself about that. Like, it's weird, it's uncomfortable, and nobody would want to go through that. So I ended up reaching out to her later on, letting her know everything that I kind of just told you guys. I'll find the screenshots and I'll try and like post them, but I was like, hey, I just want to reach out to you and let you know that this and this and this is going on right now, and this and this makes me uncomfortable, along those lines. And her response at first was low-key chill. Like, it was chill. I didn't really like, I didn't feel any type of way by her response until like her second response. So her first response was, oh my gosh, don't quote me on this, I'll send the screenshots, but she was like, oh, I don't even know what to say because this has never happened to me before. I've never been in a situation like this before, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, my response to that was, no worries, like, it's all good. I just wanted to let you know that that's how I felt. And yeah, so, and if you could respect that would be great. That's literally what I told her. After that, she proceeds to say and be like, oh my gosh. No, she was like, the thing is though, like, I haven't met anyone. This is her admitting that she just needs male validation. She was like, I've never met anyone that I could necessarily relate to, blah, 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 blah. Mind you, this is after she preached to me and was like, this is the worst guy, you shouldn't be with him, he's disgusting, I don't know why you still talk to him, da 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 da. Mind you, this is literally 24 hours, not even, this is literally like 5 days after. So after she continued and she was like, oh, I'm just gonna say like a couple things that she said in the paragraph. She said, I've never met anybody that I could relate to like this. He's so nice to me. He's a good friend, quote unquote. And she said something else that made me like very uncomfortable. She was like, conversations just flow so nicely, is what she said. And then she said something else, and she was like, if something were ever to happen between us, I would be so quick to let you know. And that's what pissed me off. Because I'm sitting here as your friend and I'm telling you, the fact that you're talking to this guy that I'm clearly interested in, and you're like befriending this guy that you preach so hard that I shouldn't be friends with, and then you're gonna sit here in my face, it's such a slap in the face, and be like, he's so nice to me after he treated me like shit, is absolutely insane. And then on top of that, you're gonna be like, if anything were to ever happen between us, I would let you know. That's just full on disgusting, like disgusting. My phone is low-key like turned a little because my phone's charging. So by this time in the conversation, I start to get a little irritated, not even a little, like a lot irritated, because it's like, bro, like, I thought we were friends and I thought you genuinely understood like what was going on, but clearly you took the fact that a guy gave you some sort of attention. I don't know what, by this time I didn't know what she wanted, but it's just, I don't even have words. Like, I was just flabbergasted, like, honestly. So now we're kind of just going back and forth. I'm like, hey, like, can you call? Can we talk over a call? Because this is just starting to get, like, frustrating, and I feel like we weren't meeting eye to eye. And that's low-key just what weirded me out, was the fact that I had to explain why it was so weird that she was talking to the guy that I was just talking to her about, like, a couple days ago. Like, I just found it very odd and, like, frustrating. And it was just like, bro, like, come on. It got to a point where she was like, you're not understanding where I'm coming from, da 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 da. Like, she wanted to continue talking to this guy, and that's when I was just like, yeah, like, this is weird, like, very weird and disgusting. And I just like was like, maybe not, you know? I'm not 100% sure, but I think at the end of the conversation, it kind of just, it died down a little bit, and then she was like, oh, if you want me to stop talking to him, that would be appreciated, whatever. We got on the phone. She said what she had to say. After the phone call, I texted her and I was like, hey, like, this just makes me uncomfortable, and I would appreciate it as my best friend if you can respect the fact that I don't want you to talk to the guy that I clearly am interested in. Like, that's weird. Like very, very weird, you know? So after that, I'm thinking, okay, like, cool, whatever, until, like, I like, stalked a little bit and saw that they were following each other on social media. And I was like, I don't even follow this guy on social media, so it's weird that you as my best friend follow this guy all over social media. And I was just, like, weirded out. So I texted her about it because now I'm just, like, annoyed. And so I was like, hey, like, I noticed that you guys followed each other on social media. Mind you, now I should have really just been like, okay, let me just block this girl because she's fake, and but, like, in my head, I'm like, bro, like, you're not understanding where I'm coming from, and it's just disgusting. And I wasn't being rude about it. I'll show you guys the messages. I wasn't being rude. I was just being genuine and real, because at the end of the day, this is my friend, and I'm going to be open and honest about how I feel, no matter, like, who you are. Like, if it's something that genuinely bothers me and I feel like everything I'm saying is being dismissed, then it's like, okay, like, now we genuinely, like, need to talk about this, you know what I mean? So I texted her about it, and I was like, hey, like, I noticed that you guys followed each other on social media. It's kind of weird because we just had the conversation, like, not even a couple days ago, like, yesterday, and it's just weird that you guys follow each other when, like, I don't even follow this guy on social media, you know what I mean? And I just feel like everything I said to you it went through one ear and out the other. And she was like, oh, like, later on she texted me and she was like, is it really a problem that we follow each other on social media, da 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 da? And I was like, are you, like, serious? Like, are you serious? Like, what the heck? And so in these conversations, it was literally just, like, us going back and forth, and I just told her, and I'm like, I don't want to have this conversation anymore. Like, I don't want to say things that I don't mean, because now I'm mad. And it's like, I told her, and I was like, I don't want to have this conversation anymore. I don't want to say anything that I don't mean. Like, if we can have this conversation another day, that would be great. And then she's like, the fact that you don't want to have this conversation anymore says enough to me. And I think it's best that we just both don't bring it up anymore, because she wanted to keep talking to the nigga, you know what I mean? But obviously, I was just like, I didn't want to accept it. But anyways, go to part 3. Hey guys, it's Rachel, and this is part 3 of my best friend dating the guy that I cried to her about. So it is actually the next day, and I'm going out. Oh my gosh. Let's just ignore my hair for a little bit. But I have to leave soon, but I thought, why not film part 3 while I'm getting ready? So that was kind of like the end of, like, the conversations we had. Just her being like, oh, the fact that you don't want to have this conversation anymore says enough, blah, 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 blah. Me asking her to remove, me telling her that it was weird that they followed each other on, like, social media after we had that conversation. Whatever. Literally, I didn't talk to her for a little while after that, and I felt like absolute, but, like, not gonna lie. Like, you know when something happens and you just feel so uneasy about the situation? Like, your stomach flips inside out. Like, eating, like, is, hard because you just, like, don't know how to feel. Yeah, that was literally me for literally, like, 2 weeks. I'm not even lying. And some people can sit here and call me dramatic. That's perfectly fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But I wasn't necessarily upset at the guy. I was upset at my friend, because it's like, bro, like, you completely dismissed how I felt. You put, like, your own needs over your friends. And honestly, yeah, put yourself first. But in this situation, there wasn't really like I'm putting myself first. It was like, you disrespected me and failed to take accountability for it. You know what I mean? And the thing about this girl is that she is completely unable to take accountability. It's like she's allergic to accountability. Not even lying. I can't find my other brush, so I'm just gonna use this. But yeah, it's like this girl's allergic to accountability. And so after like all that, I told my friends, because it kind of just got to a point where it's like, okay, like I need to know if I'm tripping or if I'm not. So I told our friends, only the people that knew who this person was. Like I didn't go telling the whole world. I told the people who knew who this person was, unlike her who went to go tell some shorty that didn't even know who this guy was. So I told my friends, and I'm like, hey guys, like this is what's going on right now. And like I sent them all the screenshots, I sent them literally everything, and I was like, you guys need to tell me if I'm tripping or if I'm not, because right now I feel like I'm tripping. Like I can't even get myself up to like do anything because I feel so uneasy with this whole situation. Literally, they read the whole thing and they were like, what the frick is even going on? Because remember when I said that this girl preached about not liking this guy? Anybody can back me up when she said, I literally don't like this guy, like I don't know why you're talking to him, blah 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 blah. Anybody can back me up. So when I told them, they were like, oh, like that's so beyond weird, like why is she doing that? Why is she choosing this guy that treated you like shit over you? Like I'm so confused, like that's so weird. And it's just like, it wasn't even that hard to just be like, oh, like yeah, like I'm wrong, I'm sorry for making you feel that way, and leave it at that. But no, like no, she didn't do that, and that's what's disgusting. So after a little while, like my friends were like, yo, like let's go out, let's go do something without this girl, because by this point what even happened? By this point, she asked all of us for space. She was like, and she does this all the time. Every single time she's in the wrong, she literally will be like, oh, I have so many things to focus on right now. My mental health is so bad, blah, 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 blah. And then she'll just be like, I just need space for a little bit. I just need space for a little bit. She does this every single time. And so literally, she had asked all of us for space or whatever. And I was just like, okay, like whatever, cool, whatever. And then me and my friends, like we had went out or what, I think I'm like mixing up the times, but me and my friends went out at some point, and they were like, bro, like let's go do something. We went to the mall, we hung out or whatever, and literally you can ask them. When I was there, we got some really, really good food, but I couldn't even get myself to eat it because the only thing that was on my mind was just that the fact that like my best friend or someone that I considered very, very close to me, like, is treating me like shit. You know what I mean? And so we're literally there, and they're like, bro, Rachel, like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, like, I'm not okay, because it's like, what the frick is even going on? Like, am I tripping? Like, the whole time this whole entire time, I'm like, guys, like, if I'm tripping, you need to tell me so I can talk to her and be like, yo, like, low-key, I was out of line. But they're like, Rachel, like, you're not tripping. Like, come on. Like, she's in the wrong, and she doesn't want to take accountability for that. And it's weird. And I was like, yeah, bro, like, it's weird, you know? And so after we left the mall, we went in the car or whatever, like we chilled or whatever. And I asked him, and I was like, because this was after she told me she was gonna remove him on social media and all that stuff. We were in the car, and I was like, guys, can you guys check like they're following? Like go see if they're following each other, right? Because I had blocked no, I didn't have Wi-Fi, that's what it was. So my friend checked for me, and then they were following each other again after I had that conversation with her. So it's like, not only are you dismissing everything I said, but you don't take my feelings into accountability. You know what I mean? Or into accountability. You don't take my feelings into account, and it's like annoying. Or you don't take my feelings into consideration. So after that, I was like, what the actual fuck? And like after that, I bawled my eyes out. I'm not even lying. I genuinely cried. Like in the car, I cried because once again, because she thinks this is over, guy. It's not. Once again, I cried because I felt so disrespected, and I've never felt so dismissed a day in my life before, especially from someone who once again, I'm gonna keep repeating myself, but I felt was very, very close with. So it's like, that's insane. Like, that's insane. If someone this close to me can do this to me, who else can too? You know what I mean? So after that, literally my friends were like, okay, like it's time we text her, because it's like she's choosing this guy over all of us when we've been her friends the longest. You know what I mean? And so like, after my friend texted her, and she was like, yo, like, I heard about what's going on with, like, the whole thing, and, like, what are you doing? Like, honestly, like, they just told her straight up, and they were like, what are you doing? Like, what you're doing is weird. Like, the fact that you're choosing this guy over all your close friends is beyond. Like, it's absolutely beyond. And she was like, oh, she was saying a whole bunch of dumb stuff, like, oh, you don't understand, da 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 da. And we were just like, bro, what the frick are you even talking about? Like, at this point, you're not even making sense. Like, she wasn't even making sense at all. And we were just like, what is she talking about that we don't understand? Like, mind you, she preached about how much she doesn't like this guy, and then she's gonna sit here and be like, you don't understand, you don't understand. Just say that you wanted the attention. Say that you've never gotten attention from a guy properly, or not even that. Say that you've never gotten attention from a guy in general, and that's what you wanted. Like, it's not that hard to just be like, oh, this guy was actually giving me attention, and my ex wasn't. All the other guys that I was talking to didn't give me this much attention, and that's just all I've wanted for so long. Like, it's not that hard to accept the fact that you're thirsty. Like, literally, sorry guys, like, now I'm getting mad even explaining the whole thing, because so much happened, like, yesterday that we found out that just, like, it pissed me off so much. So whatever, it was literally an on and on, like, back and forth between her and our friend, like, just like, bro, like, I don't know what you think you're doing, but it's like, it's Taylor Swift. Like, come on, like, you know what this guy did, you know how this guy acts, but you're choosing him over your friend, and it's crazy. And so whole time, Shorty is just like, oh, you don't understand, da 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 da. Like, I just need time to think. Like, what do you have to think about? What do you have to think about? You already made your choice. You made your choice. You're deciding that you're going to choose this guy that doesn't even live in the city and that won't care about you after he, But you're deciding to choose this guy over your friends. We've been friends with her since elementary school. We're graduating in June. Like, that's how long we've been friends with this girl. So it's beyond crazy and two-faced. Like, so two-faced. I'm probably saying a few things wrong, but I promise you guys, I will collect all of those screenshots and I will post them after I'm done, like, the full story time. After that, I think I had a couple conversations with the guy, whatever. I'm not 110% sure, but yeah, that happened. Pretty much, our friends reached out and was like, hey, like, this is wrong. We don't know why you're acting like that. Fix up. And she pretty much just said, no, F you. Pretty much, in my words, that was a F you, slap you in the face, and I'm going to do whatever the frick I want. That's how we took it as. And that's exactly what she did. And, okay. After that, we completely just stopped talking to her after a little bit. This was while we were on strike, so we were literally going back to school. Yes, this girl goes to my school, by the way. We were literally going back to school, and ooh, the lore I have on that. I've reached my limit, so see you guys in part 4. Hey guys, it's Rachel, and this is part 4 on how my best friend is currently dating the guy that I cried to her about. So the rest of strike, we didn't talk to her, we didn't reach out to her because she asked for space. She said, oh, I want space. And that's exactly what the other girls did. They gave her the space. By this time, this girl's no longer my friend. Like, I already put it in my head that I'm not friends with this girl. You're a homewrecker. Like, no, like, we're not friends anymore. Sorry. So yeah, by this time, we didn't talk to her, and then we went back to school. And going back, we realized that this girl's never at school. Like, even now. Like, she's never at school. Like, never. Or if she is, she'll come at times where nobody will see her. Like, she'll come and then she'll leave. And you guys will not believe where she be going. Oh! So, after that, everything kind of died down a little bit. I think things died down a little bit. But, yeah, we just stopped talking to her. We kind of just started focusing on our own thing. We caught up our other friends that knew about the guy. We caught them up on the situation, and they were like, what the frick? Like, that is so weird. And we were like, yeah, and, like, she's, like, not talking to us now, and she's doing her own thing, and we kind of just, like, whatever. And so, a couple of days go by, and I get told that her and this guy actually had a sleepover. And she went to his house. He picked her up, actually. She went to his house. They baked cookies. If you guys see me in comments or any post being like, does anybody want to bake cookies and watch a movie and lay on the couch and cuddle and all that stuff? It's because of this situation, because I laugh at it every single time. So I found out that she went to his house after telling everybody, mind you, that they're just friends. And then they baked cookies, they did whatever they did. They probably did more than that because apparently this girl's a freakazoid now. By this time, I still wasn't like completely okay with everything. Like, I was genuinely still like feeling everything. Like, I was still upset with this girl. And so when I heard that, I was just like, wow, like, you don't care about anyone's feelings, especially mine, that much, and that's like insane. Like, that's absolutely insane, and it's disgusting. And this was like the first day back from strike, and I was ready to fight. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was ready to fight someone that was being disrespectful to me and didn't respect me at all. Like, I was looking for this girl. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was genuinely looking for her because it's like, no, you want to disrespect me and then act like shit's sweet? No, like, we're gonna fight. In GTA, I obviously didn't. And the reason, honestly, she saved herself. She was running away from me like a mouse. Every time she saw me, she'd cut the corner and just avoid me completely. So, yeah, after that, I was just like, what the heck? And then I kind of just like let it, like, I didn't reach out to her or anything afterwards. But yeah, I kind of just let it die, I think. I'm probably skipping through a lot of details, but like all the screenshots and everything will like add up. So after that, after Shorty was running away from me, that's when I was like, all right, you want to disrespect me, now everybody's going to know your business. Like, it kind of just got to that point because she started saying slick comments like, oh, just because he doesn't want her and he wants me, that's not my fault, da-da-da-da-da-da. And started saying a whole bunch of stuff that was just like, all right, like, you want to talk crazy? Like, I can talk crazy because no, I'm not the one. And like I always say, please, if you're gonna beef someone that's your own size and beef someone that you're able to beef. Don't go for someone that really beefs. Like, come on, bro. And it's like, this girl, she's the type of girl, she will say so much to other people and so much like she'll repost. Oh my gosh, if you guys go on her TikTok reposts, it's literally her whole life. It's literally her whole entire life. Like, that's the only thing she'll repost. And like, she's not confrontational. Like, she will say so much about people and all this stuff, and baby, it's going to be exposed today because no. But she will say so much, so much, but be unable to say that to your face. That's why she runs from me in the hallway and then make it seem like I'm the problem. No, I will never chase someone that's literally saying nothing about me, that doesn't have a problem with me. I would never do that. But when I'm hearing that you're talking bad about me, you're saying this, that, and third about me, but when I pull up to school, you run from me, you don't show up to your classes, like, come on. Then it's like, stop saying what you're saying. You know what I mean? So yeah, after that, I low-key just started venting to everybody. I told everybody, and I was like, yo, this is what's happening. Like I need to know if I'm tripping. And I was like, you want to argue with me? All right, bet. And so I told like close people, not like random people, but I told like our friends, more of our friends, and then they were like, bro, you know what's absolutely insane is this is when I started to find out that she talked bad about me for a whole year. When I wasn't at the school, I found out she talked horrible about me when I wasn't there, saying, oh, Rachel's this, Rachel's that, in her classes. And I was just like, that's absolutely insane because I've never talked bad about this girl, like, ever. So to hear that she talked bad about me was absolutely insane. So that's when I just started getting even more mad. And I was like, all right, bet, you want to talk bad about me? Everybody's going to know everything you said about them too. Like, what are you talking about? And so, yeah, I was just having conversations with these people, and then that's when everything just started unfolding. That, like, damn, she said this about you, but well, she said this about you, and then she said, like, it started turning into this, like, wow, like, this girl is so very weird. Like, she's weird. Like, she talked bad about all of us, and then comes to us and acts like we're all giddy when we're not, you know? Which is absolutely insane because after this girl got out of her relationship, she thought she was a rebel or some shit because she just started talking to bare niggas. Bare. Like, when I tell you, after she got cheated on she got cheated on in her relationship or whatever, she started talking to other people. She'll start going for other people's niggas. And that's when I really should have been like, oh, you're weird. You know what I mean? I should have been clocked all of it, but I was just being oblivious or, like, naive to the situation, I guess. But yeah, that's when we started to figure out, wow, like, this girl is weird, like, weird. And literally, we counted it up of the amount of guys that she tried to go for that her friend liked or all that stuff, or like just at the same time. We counted 8 within one semester. We started school in September. It's December. Okay. So whatever, fast forward, that's when we started to like hear all the stuff that she's been saying about people, whatever. And then yeah, that's when, let's just fast forward to recently, to when I made a post about oh, me while my best friend is having sleepovers with the guy I cried. Oh my gosh, that video literally like got a lot of views. It was like insane. So after I made that video, I started to realize that these people were like stalking me, actually. They were not these people. Well, yes, she was stalking me on her like secret account that she thinks nobody knows about, and the guy was stalking me on his main page because he's so nonchalant. So yeah, honestly, by this point, we're just like, bitch, you're weird, da 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 da. Like, you need help. Like, don't care, boo-hoo, tomatoes. Like, I think before I posted that video, she texted our friends, or my friends, and she was like, pretty much coming for them and trying to gaslight them, thinking that shit was gonna work. Like, nobody likes you. Like, it's not gonna work, bro. But she texted them, trying to gaslight them, and being like, you're weird, da 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 da. I don't think we should be friends anymore. Mind you, we weren't her friends. I don't know why she texted talking about something. I don't think we should be friends anymore. You've been cut off. Like, let's not get it twisted. Why do you think we don't talk to you anymore? Sorry. I'll see if my friend still has the messages, but it was pretty much just her being like, oh, like, you guys don't respect me, da 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 da. First, I will never respect a shorty that goes for her friends, for the guys that her friends were, like, interested in, ever. I'm so sorry. You don't even respect yourself, and you think people are gonna respect you? No. And then she started saying other things like, oh, like, one of our friends are 18. She's 18, right? And Emma tried saying, like, oh, just because you're 18 doesn't mean you can tell me what to do, da 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 da. Girl, shut up. Just because someone is letting you know, telling you, yo, lock in, what you're doing is wrong, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's just holding you accountable. But like I said, this girl is afraid of accountability. And then she proceeded to be like, oh, what's going on between me and Rachel is none of your guys' business, da 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 da. But it's like, and then she was saying how she was gonna deal with that herself, whatever. This girl hasn't texted me since the last time we texted about me not wanting to have that conversation anymore. By the way. And then she started saying like, oh, you guys need to leave Taylor Swift out of this, da 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 da. And I was like, baby, you put yourself in my situation. If anything, you need to take 30, 35 fucking, I don't know, 100 steps back because you're in my business, baby. Like, let's not get this twisted, please. And so we were just like, I could say whatever the fuck I want to this guy because it's like, you met him through me. But anyways, go to part 5. Okay, so here's part 5 to the story time of my best friend dating the guy that I cried to her about. I'm not gonna put lip gloss on my lips yet, but not too much, guys. It's gonna look cute. But anyways, after that whole thing, I was pretty much just telling her, and I'm like, you're in my business. If anything, I can text him whatever the frick I want. Whatever I got going on with that nigga, none of your business. Don't care. None of your business. So that whole situation happened, and then I got fed up. So I added her and the guy to a FaceTime call because I'm like, y'all are doing too much texting. Like, join the call. You know what I mean? Like, it just got to a point where it's like too much texting going on. Like, you see us at school, you don't say anything, but you wait until you get home to text us. Like, no, we're not gonna do that. So I was like, guys, like, join the freaking call. Like, if you guys are able to text this much, you're able to call too. You know what I mean? And so I was on the phone with my cousins, the girls, and some other people, I think. And then we added them to the call because you're not going to text them and then you're not going to say, oh, whatever's going on between me and Rachel is between me and Rachel, and you didn't even talk to me. We're not going to do that. So I was like, yeah, like, let me just add them to the call. Guys, this girl commented and was like, the hair is oily. It's because I have a whole bunch of wax in my hair that I'm too lazy to wash out. But anyways, yeah, added them to the call. The shorty's like, can you guys please stop ringing me, da da da. Girl, then stop texting. Like, as simple as that. Stop texting people. Stop trying to say this, that, and the third. But then as soon as we're on, like, oh, join the call, then you want to run. Like, no, like, that's not how that works. So that day kind of like went away or whatever. Can we just highlight the fact that this girl isn't at school? Like she's never at school. Like never. And she had the audacity to be like, you guys didn't even check up on me. You guys didn't even say happy birthday to me. The nigga's name is on your wrist. You want us to say happy birthday to you? What? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. Anyways, yeah, like, I was like, what? That literally makes no sense. And she told people that she didn't want to be in contact anymore. So it's kind of just like, what are you even talking about? Like, do you even remember the things that come out of your own mouth? Like, I'm confused. So whatever, after that whole situation, we clocked her, by the way. We screenshotted where she said that she wanted space and sent it to her. She didn't answer to that. Quiet, no back talk. Thank you. So after that whole thing, let it die down, whatever, stopped talking to them completely. That's literally when I stopped talking to them. Until recently. Right, recently. I started hearing some crazy stuff about a girl that runs away from me in the hallways beyond. She was saying stuff like, oh, every time I see Rachel, it ruins my day, da-da-da. Every time I see her in the hallway. And then her being like, she said something like, oh, I hate that bitch, da-da-da, calling me out of my name. I called her out of her name multiple times. And I would say it to her face, but she runs from me. But anyways, yeah, calling me out of my name and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, all right, cool. All right, cool. So I get to my friend's house, and that's when I'm like, all right, I'm gonna call her. And she better answer. This girl had my number blocked. You know what I did? No caller ID. So I called her on no caller ID. She answered that bitch. She was like, hello. And I said, hello. She did like a sly giggle because we know who she was with. Guys, this girl skipped school to go to this guy's house. And your mommy's gonna know about it too, baby. So yeah, she answered, she giggled, and she hung up. And I was like, all right, spam call that. Because you're not gonna say stuff about me, and then as soon as I'm coming to you to defend myself, then you want to run away. Like, I don't like people that do that. Like, it's very, very annoying. Like, if you're unable to face someone that you talk bad about, then don't say anything at all. And that's the thing about this girl. She will say so much about you, but as soon as you're coming to her and be like, yo, like, I heard you said this, then she'll be scared. And it's like, bro, like, stand on everything that you say. Stand 10 toes. Like, bro. So yeah, she didn't answer, which I was like, okay, like, whatever. And then I had my friend call her. I had my friend call the nigga because they're together, obviously. And she was pretty much just telling him that it was messy, whatever, whoop-de-woo. I don't really, whatever, like, they had their conversation, whatever, I don't really care. After that, then we get a call. We get a call, whoop-de-woo, shorty's mad, apparently. She's mad at everybody. She thinks everybody's fake. She can't trust anybody. Reminds me of someone. And just a whole bunch of stuff that are just like, okay, like, nobody cares. And so as we're being told this, we're also being told all the stuff she said about the other girls that I was with. I am so sorry. Calling people out of their names, like sluts and stuff, then it's like, oh, okay, you want to call people sluts? Like, okay, bet. Like, we can, all right, bet. Mind you, all of us, we've been there for her. When her nigga cheated on her, we were there for her. When she had bear stuff going on, we were there for her. We defended this girl for everything. So it's like, you want to call people sluts? You want to call people, all right, bet. So after we find that out, I also found out that this girl was saying stuff like, Rachel's makeup is too much. Like, she wears too much makeup. And then also saying stuff like, Rachel should be insecure. Oh, okay. One thing about me, never been insecure. So sorry. I will never. One thing about me, I'm too secure with my looks that it's kind of just like, you can say anything you want, but never try and project your insecurities on me, please, because we are not the same. Don't ever try and project your insecurities on me. This girl does not post herself, and if she does, it'll be like, if she does, she'll do like a pouty face that's so fucking ugly. Like, shut up. Like, move, bro. Like, apparently this girl's talking crazy, talking about she was making fun of my makeup page last year when I had made it. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, that's low-key, that's weird, considering I make more money than you. So whatever, we're hearing that she said this and the third about everybody, like even people that weren't in the room with us that we knew. We were like, damn, like you're saying all this about all these people that literally were by your side for everything. Like it's insane, bro. It's insane how people can switch up so quick. Like it's genuinely insane. Like genuinely insane. But yeah, that's what we heard yesterday. We heard bare stuff that she was saying about us and about like other people, and we were just like, wow, like that's crazy. Like it's crazy. So not everybody's gonna know. If you honestly, if you feel like you want to know if she's ever said anything about you, text me. I'll let you know. Don't get me wrong, I have definitely talked bad about people. Like not yeah, I've definitely said my little 1-2 about certain people, but those are things that I would have been able to say to their face. Me and this girl are not the same. Like everything I say about someone, like best believe I stand behind what I say, and I'll go to you and I'll be like, yeah, like I did say that. But this girl, no, she will say things and then she'll run. Like she won't come to you, she won't confront you, nothing. And she's fake. She's fake. Like she goes for the guys that her friends are interested in. Like I'm not the first, by the way. Don't think I'm the first. No, she's went for other guys that our friends were interested in, and she's weird. There is a little bit more. I did hear that she spent bare money on this guy. Apparently, according to someone, she spent money on this guy, and he only ever got her snacks or some shit. I don't even know, but baby, I'll be caught dead spending money on a guy that I've only known for not even a month. Oh, and they're already talking about cracking. And I just heard about a lot about the freakazoid stuff that they've done, and it's crazy. But anyways, girl, if you're watching this, womp womps to you. Your mommy's gonna know where you go when you're not at school. And everybody's gonna know your business. Stop trying to mess around with me, because I'm not like these other girls that just let shit slide. Sorry. Bye. And to the guy, because I know you're watching this, I genuinely don't care about you. Like, this was never about you to begin with. It wasn't, like, if it was about you, I would have truly had an actual conversation with you and not clowned you throughout the entire thing. And to the guy, to Taylor Swift, I promise you're just a laughing stock over here. We don't like you over here. You're low-key a weirdo. But at the end of the day, we're not blaming you. We genuinely just don't like the shorty. Yeah, she has like no friends now, and that's her fault, honestly. Like normally I have a little bit of sympathy, but I've sympathized a little too much with this girl. So yeah, that's the story time. I'll be sure to try and collect all the screenshots and everything and have them posted. But yeah, I'll probably come on here if anything else hits my head. Bye guys.